don't have to touch a hot plate and burn off all the skin on my hand to then realize, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, crazy.
Companies don't seem to handle learned experience quite the same way.
It's not like learned experience or like, I don't know, doing a simple Google search and going, oh shit, that game, that live service game that launched like 6 months ago tanked after like a month or 2 months or something, and their player counts have fallen through the fucking floor into the.
That's not going to change anything,
This
because
is,
if it's 6 months ago, they're still close to release. They're not going to can that. It's not like with Warner Brothers with their movies. They're not going to do a write-off.
yeah, you can't
Doesn't
write
work
off.
that easily.
You can't write off game development at that point.
Not the same way. Nope.
It's like, oh, we're already locked in at like 2-3 years of development on this game. Whoops. Guess I gotta lock in, right? I'm locked in now. I'm locked in on this investment. I gotta see it through. Gotta hope for the best. Oh. Oh, goodness, everybody. I hope you've all had a fantastic week. We are back with all kinds of interesting, unique, and somewhat head-scratching stories, and maybe a couple of pieces of good news. Sometimes we need a little good news to bring us up, to pick us up a little bit, you know, in this world of quadruple A game launches and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Sorry, you thought I wasn't gonna say nothing? Thought I wasn't gonna mention it? Like, it's almost here, fuckers. Like, I'm not. Like, the only reason I'm doing the show and not playing the new release of the demo is because I have to do this fucking show. That's the only reason. Don't get it twisted.
And because the full game does release in a few days anyway.
I'm almost tempted to not play it. Honestly, I'm almost tempted to just not play the new thing. But apparently, the new thing they put out for it is like, it's its own thing, and it's not like it's different from what they're going to be putting in the main game. So I'm like kind of tempted to engage with it, but kind of not. So
I mean, is it really gonna
I
be
don't know.
different?
That's what I've heard. That's what seems to. That's what people are telling me, that it's not.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's different. It's different from the old demo, apparently, at least in terms of what's there. But my guess would be more that it's a better representation of the current state of the game in comparison to the old demo, because that was based on an older version. Would be my guess.
Probably. I don't know. I got a handful of days left to finish 7 Remake. Really gonna be
Cutting it close.
Ooh. Oh, CD. I don't know, man. I don't. CD, you about to see a grown man sweat for his fucking life, CD. This ain't gonna be pleasant, baby. You about to see a grown man fucking sweating it out. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. I got a lot done yesterday. I had there were 2 boss fights in the train graveyard that I didn't know they were there. They're completely new things, and they were both annoying as fuck. Oh my god, so annoying. Like, they're well made, and they're the lead up to them is fantastic, but oh my god, these bosses are so bad. Sweet Jesus. It's a really good thing I'm not a perfectionist, CD. All I care about is getting that W. That's it. That's all I care about, is winning. As long as I win, fuck it. I don't care. And I won, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
That's good then. Yep.
Yeah, it's all good. I won. It doesn't. Everything else doesn't matter. I won. Fuck it. Fuck you. I won. I got the W. That's it. I don't really like. I don't really have a lot to show for this week
Hmm.
at all. If I'm 100% honest with you, I found shiny hunting in a Pokemon Shield. So like
Mm-hmm.
hunting shinies, and that's kind of been my thing I do to waste time, and I
Uh-huh.
do mean a lot of time. I want to emphasize a lot of my time has gone into this hobby, and
Mm-hmm.
I question myself some days because I'll be like, oh, I'm at like 800 something eggs hatched, waiting for my shiny to pop, and I'm like, oh my god, please, I don't want to do this anymore. But then the thing is, CD, and this is the truth. It's the gambler's
Mm-hmm.
fallacy, right? It's the gambler's fallacy. It's oh shit, I done hit jackpot
Next one
twice.
must be it.
Yeah, I hit jackpot twice, nigga. I'm bound to hit it again, baby.
Mhm.
Right?
I
Right?
already did 400. The next one must be it.
Yeah, I've already hit the jackpot twice, baby. I'm bound to get it this time too. So fucking, I hate psychology. One, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a gamer, let me give a piece of advice. Do not read about psychology. It'll fuck you up because once you understand even baseline psychology, oh god, that it
Game design
ruins.
is not gonna be the same for you anymore.
Oh my god, you realize just like how manipulative shit is, and it's like, they got me. Oh, I see it. I see it. All right, so that's it. I don't got. I wish I had
Mm.
more to show for my week, but I don't. I have nothing to show for this week outside of two shinies that I spent somewhere in the ballpark of around 20 hours working on.
Mm.
So like a day. Not not happy with those results. Not happy with the time spent. Happy with the results, not the time spent. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Some
the
things could
the
take a
the,
while.
the results. The results fantastic. The time spent to get the results, nah, not so much. That's my week, see. That's it.
Oh.
That's all I got
Hmm.
for you, bud. That's all I got for you, buddy.
Yeah, neat. For me, it was, well, I've continued making spaceships battle each other in Godot. Quite a few, as you've seen in the GIFs that I've posted.
I have. I have.
I've continued working on that. It's still fun. Learning Godot along the way, finding out new stuff. Quite nice. And besides that, I have been playing a new launch title, Last Epoch.
Oh yeah. I
The
don't know much about
the
it, but I do know
the
it came
next
out.
Diablo 4 killer, quote
Oh,
unquote.
okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair.
It's I've been having fun with it, playing two different character builds. One was I took one of the newer um, shown classes, subclasses, so made a ranger and took the mastery falconeer once I got to the point, which, well, as the name suggests, from that point on, you're uh, accompanied by a falcon, which as you go attacks enemies, you can sick it on enemies with specific skills, you can do active attacks, and later on you can do stuff like movement skill with that, like you jump to your falcon and do a jumping attack on enemy groups, which does area of effect damage, which is quite nice. And yeah, that's been going well. And the other one is, well, my mainstay essentially the necromancer, which is working out nicely as well due to the skill trees in the skills. They're literal skill trees.
Oh, actual. Okay, yeah,
Because
yeah, got it.
each of the skills has its own skill tree. You can
Oh,
uh, you
okay.
can specialize. You can at certain levels you can choose a skill to specialize in. Like you have at level 4, at I think level 8 or something, and level 15 or 12 or something like that. Or 20 it was, I think. Yeah, the third one was 20. And then 2 more later on you can choose to specialize in, which unlocks their skill trees, which allows you to choose different stuff there each time you level the skill. You just gain the experience for the skill just naturally, just by defeating enemies. And those can go into quite a few different ways. Like, for example, with the golem skill, I could choose to go into um, uh, I, ice or freeze based golem or a fire based one, or I could choose to go into the skill tree area where I can have two golems, or I could choose other stuff there, as well as with the skeletons with the necromancer. You can add rogues to the list of skeletons you can summon. You can make them bigger, but then they make more damage, but you can summon less of them. You can disable summoning certain skeletons completely. Like, I don't want any warriors. I only want archers and rogues, for example, or all kinds of different stuff like that. And each skill has its own specializations like that, which makes it really varied depending on what you want to do. And the good thing is it's very flexible because you can just undo stuff. You can say, okay, I want to go in a different direction with the skill. I'm unspecking 5 points. Then you have to level the skill, but that goes quicker. But it doesn't cost you anything except a bit of time to re-level the skill. And you can go into a completely different direction with the skill to try it out.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
time. The one thing I just don't doubt. It's all right. So this is like
Mm-hmm.
a weird like tangent I don't like to go into a
Mm-hmm.
lot, but it's one of those
Right.
things to where it's like when I see certain people review a game and
Mm-hmm.
they go this game, then they're like, oh, all it takes is time, the thing I value
Mm-hmm.
most. And then I'm like, but nigga, you already bro, you're already here though. Like, okay, look, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't. No one likes having their time wasted, right? Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
appreciate having my time wasted, right? Like, if you're gonna like make me go through some like tedious bullshit to accomplish something,
Mm-hmm.
but I also can't deny that like if the only thing standing between me and something in a video game
Mm-hmm.
is, technically speaking, I know it's usually more complicated than just time spent, but for the sake of argument, let's just
Mm-hmm.
pretend the only thing standing between me and a goal is time spent.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm already like, bro, if I'm already like 50, 60 hours in, like,
Mm-hmm.
all I gotta do is give up time. That's it. That's all you want.
Mm-hmm.
This time. Yeah, I got plenty of that. That's easy. Time
Mm-hmm.
is. I got plenty.
Yeah. And especially in the earlier parts, it doesn't really take that long to level a skill. So that's decent.
That's not. I do appreciate the fact that so many of these Diablo 4 killer type games are doing so much
Mm-hmm.
with the formula and like building out the formula. I love seeing innovation in that
Mm-hmm.
regard. Cuz all I mean, I don't want to necessarily say that it's because Diablo 4 came out the gate stumbling and fell on its face that inspired a lot of
Well,
this. I don't think that's purely the case, but
it happened, but yeah.
I don't think that was the impetus.
Mm,
That does not stop me making that claim from being incredibly funny.
Yeah, Diablo 4 was kind of going into the different seasons after releases, kind of similar to that clip from The Simpsons with Sideshow Bob stepping on the rake and then moving
Oh
on to
yeah,
the next rake,
yeah,
moving on to the next rake, and so on.
yeah. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it's I love it and I hate it at the same time. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's been my week.
All right.
Not so varied, but it's been busy.
Yeah, but it sounds like you've done more than me. Oh, I just realized one of the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
one of the links for the first story was the link I used because I wanted
Yes.
to. I like that particular creator and wanted to actually feature at
Mm-hmm.
least one of his takes about it. So,
That's why I did that.
we haven't really talked too much about it. I think I brought up Suicide Kill the Justice League during
Mm-hmm.
our opening segment a few shows ago because I wanted to talk about the Flash death and just how
Mm-hmm.
like egregious that shit was.
Yeah.
I've been told that
Mm.
I've been told to not. I've been told that my moral outrage is outrageous in a game with the Suicide Squad, and to that I say,
Uh-huh.
"Fuck you." There
Mm-hmm.
is no moral outrage. My outrage isn't the fact that somebody pissed on a corpse. That's not where my outrage comes from. This isn't a, oh, I'm playing a bad guy. How terrible is this? Like, that's not. Y'all missed the point, but fair. Okay. Fucking missed the point. Fair enough. Can't stop you. So,
It
whatever.
happens.
Do you? So, Suicide Kill the Justice League has had a really rough time, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was having a rough time, but then I see this game and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm killing it out here compared to these guys. Shit. I'm healthy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living my best life compared to these dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So during I guess this was an investment call or some sort of financial call at Warner Brothers. The chief financial officer admitted that Rocksteady's game hadn't done the business the company hoped for since going on sale February 2nd, priced at $70, saying it has fallen short of our expectations.
I wonder how short.
Mm. Well, CD, while we don't know what their expectations are, we can guess that they must have been pretty decently high, considering the fact that Hogwarts Legacy did like
Yeah, I mean, that
gangbusters
was, yeah,
for what it
considering it
was.
was the best-selling game of 2023, so yeah.
Yeah, it did gangbusters. So, well, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if they were expecting the same performance. I'm sure they were expecting, relative.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanna make a couple of points about this game. One,
Mm-hmm.
the pre-released reviews for this game weren't even all that positive, and the
Mm-hmm.
handful I did watch that were positive were, how would I say, hesitantly positive. Does that,
Cautious.
yeah,
Very cautious.
cautiously positive. If that's even a way to describe it, I don't know if that's how you would
Mm-hmm.
say it. Like, like a cat putting their paw out on the ice and then
Mm-hmm.
right,
Mm-hmm.
cautiously positive. And one something that got brought to my attention by you, CD, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
decided that you were going to post in our Discord
Yeah,
the
I had a
these
look at the current Steam charts for the game.
the Steam charts, and this was as of the day that you checked, correct? So
Yes, that was the
that's the
current one at the
right.
time.
So as of yes, so So I'll just pull it up. You
In
just thank you
this
for.
in this moment, we have around 878 players
Which is
with
actually
a
less. It is less than the
mm-hmm,
Steam chart that you showed me
yeah, less than the one from
earlier.
yeah, from about a day ago. And the 24-hour peak is at 968. Yeah, the overall peak was at 13,459, but that was 22 days ago. It's been going downhill ever since.
Yeah, it's been
Whew.
I think I used that Simpsons gif of Homer falling down the stairs infinitely.
Yeah, that would be fitting. Yeah. Hmm.
So
Something like that.
despite this, this still kind of brings in this weird situation where the Steam charts and WB say one thing, but if you were to go on Steam right now and look
Hmm.
up the game, it's actually positively reviewed.
Yeah.
It,
Although, as I think we talked about this
we did talk about it, but I
before,
still
that it's really not many reviews in comparison. Just around
we
4,200.
we did talk about it, but I still find it to be
Mm-hmm.
this weird
That's interesting.
this weird thing where on one hand you could see reviews from critics and YouTubers
Mm-hmm.
and see screenshots of Steam Spy and all these different things. But if you were to go onto the Steam page, you might not necessarily know that.
Mm. Yeah.
eh,
It really worked. It really did well in filtering out all the people that wouldn't like it, so to
Right,
speak.
it did a fantastic job. Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think an SMT game filters people this fucking well.
Yeah, because
Jesus.
this one filtered before buying.
Yeah, an SMT game, you gotta at least put a couple hours before they filter you the
Mm-hmm.
fuck out. This
Yeah.
filtered people out at launch.
Yeah, because this isn't even this is even if people would have bought it and refunded it, they would have left a negative review. That would usually count in there. But even that's not there as much. This one has
Yeah.
79% positive reviews.
80, wow.
So yeah,
Shit.
79%. So almost 80% positive, yeah.
You might actually, someone could actually be convinced that this was something
Yeah,
they
just
want to
look.
play.
If someone did nothing else but look at this page, they might think, okay, maybe I'll buy this. Except if they think about the number of the reviews, which,
Yeah,
given that this
context.
is
Yeah,
a big AAA title, not quadruple, so not that big.
right. A giant,
But yeah, just 4,200 reviews. That would make you think.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
Mm-hmm.
so. Yeah, this game has this. There. Here's the thing, right? In a lot of in a lot of other contexts, maybe the player counts you might be able to shrug off and just
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, you know, new content, the numbers are gonna go up. But this is a live service game. This game lives
Yeah.
and dies by the amount of people it has. And if within
Mm-hmm.
22 days your daily player count is under 1,000 people on Steam, no less, and there is no
Mm-hmm.
crossplay as far as I'm concerned, so you don't even have the benefit of being able to like collate the console market and the PC market together.
Yeah,
And
that's I don't even know if this one has crossplay or not.
I doubt it.
Hmm.
I doubt it. Crossplay, the only people who seem to take crossplay seriously these days are fighting games. Everyone else in the market seems to not.
Actually, apparently there is crossplay.
Oh, Really? Is there?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, apparently you can do crossplay with this one. Interesting. You probably have to
Yeah,
use the Warner Brothers
cross-platform
system for it.
multiplayer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cross-platform
Yep.
multiplayer. Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
But even so, just the max number of players that we had at the beginning, the 13,500, for a title this big, that's not much.
Yeah,
That's a really low count.
even if you wanted to give them the benefit and just say, well, those are just Steam numbers, that's
Mm,
still that
e-
I don't know how much
Okay,
of a cope that's such a
even
cope at that point.
yeah, even counting double or triple or even 5 times the number of players on a console, that wouldn't be much. That wouldn't be enough for a title like this to make up for the money they sunk into development.
So yeah, that's in our list of things. I've also included a video from a YouTuber who talks about some of the more interesting details and just some of the aspects about this game that maybe I just don't know about just because I was never going to spend $70
Mm-hmm.
on this game to begin with. I don't know if I
I
would have
wouldn't even
spent.
spend 20 on this.
If I recall, I think the Avengers game went for 5, and you still said that was too.
Mm,
It was too much money.
yep. Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right,
And
CD.
that's still nowhere near my library.
All right, CD. You listed the Steam
Mm-hmm.
Annual Summary 2023. I
Yes,
assume you had
indeed.
some things you wanted to specifically
Mm-hmm.
point out, so I'll let you
Yep.
handle that.
Yeah. Specifically, there were a few things in there, specifically in terms of sales numbers, which were nice. They did at some point, yeah, also mention the Steam Deck and even mention the competitors, which is a nice nod there. And they said they hope for even more handhelds like this in 2024, which is nice. Which shows, yeah, they're confident and they really do want to make that market a bigger thing. But we have here a part of sales and performance data, which, for one, last year they had crossed 33 million concurrent users for the first time, which
Jesus.
is a small number. And their sales events are going quite nicely, like the Steam Autumn Sale, which in one point there was a from 2022 to 2023 they had an increase in games over $1 million in revenue of 21%.
Fuck.
So yeah, their autumn sale did quite nicely last year. And even overall, just counting over the year, there have been more than 500 games that earned more than 3 million in gross revenue.
Oh wow.
So just 500 games, more than $1.5 billion, which yeah, that's more than double the number they had in 2018 in that regard. So Steam has been growing nicely, even if people complain about, yeah, there's too many games on there. Well, the successful ones are still
hasn't
raking it
hasn't
in.
yeah, hasn't stopped the successful games from floating to
Hmm.
the top, clearly. I
Yeah.
mean,
Obviously, it's for the smaller titles, it's probably still quite difficult to rise up and be noticed, but it's still a workable environment, I'd say, overall. We'll see about how that goes on over the years, but they keep growing. Even in parts, even the smaller titles like games over $100,000 in revenue, grew 19% over year just in the autumn sale. So that's quite nice as well. And that. Let's see here. There's their Steam playtest feature. I guess that's kind of a beta test for some titles. Like apparently Street Fighter 6 took part in that, and they had over the year an increase in 41% of players. 11.8 million players took part in that last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, seems like it's definitely a nicely used feature. Apparently, and I'd say developers and publishers that use that feature can profit nicely from that in terms of testing and getting your game out there. And besides that, nothing specifically highlightable on my end, but some nice numbers in there. So yeah, definitely can recommend looking at it if you're interested in stuff that's happened over the years on Steam.
Good Lord. Like I always talk about how I remember the early days of Steam and it crashing 50% of the time you're trying to open fucking Half-Life 2.
Yeah, this has changed significantly from being a Half-Life 2 and Counter-Strike launcher.
Half-Life 2 Counter-Strike launcher. That's exact. And maybe you occasionally open TF2, maybe, just to try it.
Yeah, although that was significantly later on, wasn't it?
See, I didn't get into Steam until the Orange Box. So that was when I entered the ecosystem for Steam. Was
when
the
did
Orange
Team
Box
Fortress 2 come out? Yeah, that was 2007 already. Yeah, okay, yeah.
2000,
yeah, that's been a while.
That was around the time I graduated high school. Shit. Oh God, CD, I feel fucking old. Jesus.
Yeah. And at that time, Steam has already been around for around 4 years. It originally came out in 2003.
You know, once in a while, I go to my Steam page, and then I notice that it says that my years of service is 16 years. Member since October 29th, 2007.
Nice.
2007. Oh my God, I am fucking old. Oh,
for me, that's a shiny 19. It's 2004.
Oof, man, Jesus. All right. So the show hasn't brought up Palworld in a while.
In a hot minute.
That's kind of crazy. We hadn't brought up Palworld on this lovely show, but it felt right that we should at least give it a nod. Never hurts to nod to games that are doing well on the market, to upstarts that come and shake things up or annoy Pokemon companies so thoroughly that they have to make a statement to shut people up. I feel like both of those things are worthy of discussion. Palworld Early Access tops 15 million sales on Steam and 10 million players on Xbox, coming in at a total of 25 million.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jesus, that's good for you. Holy shit. I'm thoroughly interested to see what if POW Pocket Pair continues to, if they continue to keep the steam for the game, if they continue to put out content and patch it and shine it up and get it. I'm sure they will.
From what I've seen, but yeah, they've definitely been going on with that.
I have heard about some of my friends have talked about certain patches that they've done where they're just like like, yeah, they patched this thing that you could do. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. It's like, the
Mm-hmm.
fuck? It's like, I could have been doing that this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
very happy about that. That's never a bad thing to see a game succeed, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it has to be commended at 25 million fucking players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a one sec. Let me.
Yeah.
How many people live in New York? New York.
Suicide Squad wishes it had the concurrent player count of Palworld. Because there's right now 180,781 people playing.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And the 24-hour peak is at almost 340,000.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
New York City, New York's population.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do one thing. New York, just do yeah.
Mm-hmm.
New York population is 8.4 million, which does not come close to the 25. So I wanted to look up a few others because I was just
Mm-hmm.
curious. So let's do this one too. Let's do this one too, just for the sake of argument. Uh, oh, okay, that was a bad choice. Yeah, California has 39.24 million people in it by comparison. So
Mm-hmm.
we're almost the population of all of California playing Palworld. In case you wanted
Mm-hmm.
a weird fucking comparison for numbers, because I don't know how else to visualize the concept of 25 million of anything. I don't think most people can. I don't know too many people who can like conceptualize millions. I can't. So there you go.
I
That's the
mean, just imagine this. Imagine Shanghai in China. That's how many people have the game or are playing it.
Oh, really?
25 million. That's
Oh shit. No, you're
around what
serious?
Shanghai has. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. Fantastic. Thank you. There you go,
Yep.
everybody. There's your
It's
visual. There's
the
your
approximately the third largest city in the world.
holy
So
shit.
yeah, if those
So
numbers are
CD,
just about accurate still, then yeah.
you mentioned the last
Hmm.
epoch during
Yes,
our
indeed.
segment.
Hmm.
So, you want to talk about this
Uh-huh.
little thing you have
Sure.
here listed in our show notes?
Sure do. Because I did notice these things as well. And yeah, one of the characters I made is an offline character. Had no problems there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I also tried an online character. And that's where you notice the roughness of this launch. Because people
Uh-oh.
have been hammering the game. Yeah, there have been significant issues with logging in online for the game and using their servers. They've had issues with that significantly, and they've been working on that quite quite a bit. It's improved a lot by now. It's still not perfect from what I've seen, but it's a lot better now. Because at the start, sometimes you couldn't even connect, depending on which area you tried to. Like for us in Europe, sometimes you couldn't even connect to the game, or you got disconnected just in between, or you got to the character select, and then you got an error message of failed to matchmake and the like. So yeah, problems there, which yeah, you notice that also when you go to the Steam page of the game, because now the recent reviews are mixed with around
Mm.
almost 30,000
Oh
recent
shit.
reviews. Uh huh. I mean, it's a small title. It can't reach the likes of Suicide Squad in terms of numbers.
Of course. Of course. How dare we have such expectations?
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, people have not been overall have not been that happy with it in terms of that, but still, it still reached a 60% positive rating there because at least there's the option to play on offline, and that's without a problem. And it even has a completely offline mode, which you have to separately enable in the Steam launch options, but it's there, which is good. But even just going with the offline selection in the menu works fine. Obviously, you have to create separate characters for offline and online play, which is fine, but that works without any problems. And player count wise is pretty decent as well. They're at around 200,000 players right now, with a peak of 264 6 hours ago.
Oh wow.
So the launch definitely did numbers for them
Yeah, I'd say so.
in that regard. Yeah. Even before, yeah, you had obviously several thousand concurrent players going up to around at max around 32,000 in February, sometime before the launch, and then it pretty much exploded from there on. So yeah, this small crew was a bit overwhelmed with that, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think maybe
Mm,
there was a bit. I think maybe they bid on a little bit more than
yeah,
they might have been
but
ready for.
yeah, but considering that even big titles can't handle launches, I think we can forgive them for that.
Yeah, even like the large a AAA
Yeah.
game with
Mm-hmm.
a budget behind it, if enough people decide they want to play it and buy it at launch,
Yep.
those games get fucking destroyed the first fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yep.
someone who's played Final Fantasy 14 when Endwalker came out, I will tell
Mm-hmm.
you, I'm sure they have the resources, but Endwalker got fucking devastated at launch. Holy God.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the money, so I'm not holding them. I don't
Mm-hmm.
hold too many devs to that kind of a standard because it's like even devs that have the resources and the means to be ready or be prepared, like
Yeah.
you can't infinitely scale preparation. That's not how that works. You can't. There
Yeah.
is no way to be infinitely ready for an infinite amount of people. Like that's not
Mm-hmm.
possible. You
Yeah, that's
you
one thing, and the other thing is you sometimes there is some problem that just waits to come to the surface that you don't detect. Be it
yeah.
some API that you're using, be it the queue servers, maybe they have a problem that you haven't detected before. Stuff like that happens all the time. You can't really account for everything. You
No.
can do your best, but some things just happen when it's go time.
Right. So, our last item on the list is one that I liked is one I'm going to be calling the
Hmm.
where the one where I say everyone who tuned into this was like Nintendo just kill the Switch already. And I don't agree. I don't agree. I love the Switch. I love I love the console and I love
Hmm.
what it brings me. And this was one of the handful of times I didn't get to catch the direct when it happened, but I did go
Mm.
back and watch through it when I woke up that morning. Because apparently this direct
Hmm.
happened at like 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. It happened at like
Oh,
some really weird fucking time. Like there was no way I was gonna watch
interesting.
this. Yeah, I know
Hmm.
it did not happen during the day. Elsewise, I probably would
Hmm.
have watched it. So,
Yeah, it was 9 a.m. Eastern time and 6 a.m. Pacific time, so
yeah, so
quite
no, I
early.
missed it. I missed it because
Hmm.
I was passed out asleep. So I want to talk about just a couple things that I found interesting,
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, Monster Hunter Stories, the first game that was
Mm-hmm.
a 3DS title, is now coming to the Switch, which is fantastic because
Mm-hmm.
that original 3DS game has quadrupled in value. Uh, if you wanted to buy it physically, or you could just, other means with the jailbroken. I'm not here to,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you do, you baby boo. I'm just saying, there's other ways. Just saying,
Yeah.
it
And
exists.
that one's been 3DS exclusive up till now, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Another thing that I thought was maybe I wouldn't buy it, but I still think is kind of cool is Epic Mickey
Mm-hmm.
Rebrushed.
Yeah,
I thought
rebrushed.
that
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool
That's
to
cool.
see that get a launch or to get a relaunch.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general, I was just happy to see that because
Yeah, that came as a surprise for many, I think.
we're getting some Shin Megami Tensei 5 content. Was not
Mm-hmm.
expecting this. This was not something I was ready for. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take it that this is like a DLC pack or a DLC
No,
storyline
it's
or
essentially
something.
an enhanced. It's an enhanced version with additional stuff like Persona 4 Golden or Persona 5 Royal, stuff like that.
Ah,
It's
okay.
essentially you have an alternative storyline in this one,
Oh, okay. I'm all down with
which
that. Shit.
pretty much doubles the playtime.
Which
Essentially,
is
you have I don't know how many hours it was especially, but I saw comparisons like the alternative storyline is going to be pretty much the length of the regular story time
oh
line,
wow.
and you have a lot of additional monsters and the like. So
Oh
content
shit.
wise, it's another big addition,
So that
and this is
was
going to be multi-platform as well.
so that's gonna be cool. I mean, I'm still gonna play it on the
Mm-hmm.
Switch because I like my portable, but I
Yeah.
understand the issues that people have with the platform. I get it. I understand. And I think it's great that it's going to be available for everybody everywhere. I think any
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to get people's hands on some sexy JRPG goodness is never a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
More
should play
SMP for people
every
is always a good thing.
everybody should play JRPGs. In fact, if you're listening to
Mm-hmm.
this show and you are not currently playing a JRPG, I'd like to make a
Why aren't
suggestion.
you?
Yeah, I'd like to make a suggestion. It's going to hurt the show in the long run, but it'll enrich your life. I want you to press pause right. Well, okay, don't press pause right
Just
now. Finish what I'm gonna say first.
just play it. Just play the show, listen to it, and play some JRPG.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, just
play our
do
JRPG.
both.
Do
Multitasking.
both right now. Right now. Like no. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Play a JRPG right the fuck now. We'll get back to you. Don't you worry. Something I did not see coming.
Mm-hmm.
My mind was blown with this one. This was so out of left field for me. Star
Mm-hmm.
Wars Battlefront Classic Collection.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Fucking came out of left field, caught me straight in the dome with a fucking hook. I was
Mm.
like, oh Jesus. The
Yeah,
fuck?
that's nice.
Caught me out of
Mm.
left field. Was not I was
Mm.
like, I didn't even know that was a thing I was interested in until you.
Mm.
What's crazy, what's so crazy, what blows my mind is that this thing is now going to exist. And
Mm-hmm.
the modern industry has had a chance to make new Battlefield games, and they
Battlefront.
both fell
Mm-hmm.
so far short. And I have a sneaking suspicion people are gonna eat this classic collection up like fucking hotcakes,
Probably
because
because from
Pete,
what I remember, they were
this
pretty
is
popular back then.
yeah this is what people basically wanted out the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yep.
really just wanted like a modern version of these fucking games. That's what
Yeah,
they
a
wanted.
modern version, but not like that.
Yeah, this is what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yeah.
not to oversimplify what people want, but this is basically what they
Mm-hmm.
wanted. So,
Yeah.
again, on everything. So
Mm-hmm.
you are not spoiled for choice, ladies and gentlemen, where you want to play this. And I imagine a majority of these platforms, I hope, will have crossplay for this. I think that's going to be fucking sick
Would
if
make
it does.
sense. Would make sense, yeah.
Something else. So I'm trying to stick to stuff that
And apparently the classic collection for Battlefront also comes with additional characters, maps, and modes, which that they apparently even expanded on that. So that's nice. They didn't just port them over. So
they went above
that's
and
neat.
beyond.
Yeah. What I'm looking forward to is also Gundam Breaker 4.
Yeah, that looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
That looks dope as shit. I've never
Yeah.
actually like engaged with the Gundam franchise of video games. I've always loved the animes of Gundam. And when I saw what that Gundam Breaker 4 was, I was like, "Oh, that looks dope. This looks like some custom robo shit. Hell yeah, I'm all about this."
Yeah, because it's essentially the Gunplas are the toys. So this is essentially toy fights,
Ah.
but done nicely, which is Gundam Breaker was always that, but yeah, this is the modern newest one of that, because the last one was New Gundam Breaker, or what it was. I think it was called New Gundam Breaker, which did not do as well, because
That's
that
what
one
I've
took
heard.
a different turn.
So
And
I'm
this
gonna.
one seems to be a return to the regular series, which is good. Also
So
multi-platform.
something I didn't see coming, and something I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't know I'd even be interested in. World
Mm-hmm.
of Goo 2?
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was announced
What?
a bit ago in one of the when was that? In one of the previous events, not in a Nintendo Direct, but somewhere. Yeah, it was. Has been a while, but it's been a long time since the previous one.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing World of Goo on like an old Android phone from
Mm-hmm.
like 2008, 2009. Like,
Mm. Yeah, the original was just 2008. That sounds about right. Yep. 2008
God, I'm
is the
old.
original release.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You
Uh,
could have been laying it on the Wii, on Windows, or sometime after 2011. You could have been playing it on Android.
one last thing I want to mention is something I thought was kind of cool. Not usually the
Mm-hmm.
kind of games I go for, but it looks so cool and so fun. And it's level
Mm-hmm.
5 that did it, which is Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals
That.
time. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
it looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
I want it. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
want it. And another game that got mentioned that I probably wouldn't pick up, but it's
Mm-hmm.
such a unique concept and such a unique take on a concept. I kind of just want to mention it just because it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Another crab's
Ah.
treasure, the Souls-like game with the crab.
Uh-huh.
That's such a
Yeah.
unique take on it. I'm like, okay, I probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't buy it, but I'm gonna shout it out just because it's
Mm-hmm.
so off the wall.
Yeah. The developer's name is also very fitting. Aggro Crab.
I mean, there's only really one kind of. I don't know how many crabs you've met in your
It's
life, CD. I've
it's kind of the writing is on the wall with that developer. What kind of games they're gonna make?
yeah. They have firmly placed their flag in the
Mm-hmm.
crab-based video game development scene, and that is where they're going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So those are pretty much all the things that stood out to me. I know I kind of took the air out of this segment by just listing off
Mm-hmm.
games I thought were.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I'll
there's
mention
anything
one
in.
or two more. Unicorn Overlord looks very
Right.
nice.
I forgot about
The
that one.
newest Vanillaware game,
I
which
have the.
is kind of a Fire Emblem made by Vanillaware. So
There's
really nice.
there's also a demo available on the eShop
Mm-hmm.
for Switch, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to try
Yeah.
it.
Apparently, sadly, the localization isn't as great. It's not one of the worst ones, but apparently they're taking quite a few liberties in how they're translating things.
Oh, are we talking like Nintendo
A lot of
Treehouse
fluff.
bad?
Um, I haven't seen something that bad in there in the examples, but they've not done the whole take dialogue and replace it with dot dot dot. They've done the opposite kind of. They've taken the sentences and expanded them with lots of fluff. So they're essentially kind of rewritten it, but kept the sentiment. So it's not as bad, but it's really not what I'd consider a good localization.
That's a weird thing to do. I don't know how
Yeah, kind of.
I don't
It's
know how
kind
I
of
feel
like,
about that.
do you want to be a localizer or do you want to be a writer yourself? Just write your own things and don't rewrite stuff like that.
I've seen this conversation
Mm-hmm.
take place in internet discourse over the
Mm-hmm.
last couple years about like localizers and like it's their duty to do what they duty to like mess with that stuff, and I'm like, is it
Not
no, like
not like
nobody's
this.
at
No.
nobody is asking for a direct translation, right? Like that
No,
nobody
we
wants
don't
that,
want a word for word. No, we
right?
don't want word for
Nobody.
word, one by one. Even if they claim that's what's often asked, there might be a few people that ask that, but
Yeah.
those are idiots. The most of the people want an accurate translation.
I don't. I think there's a line between taking the translation and making it
Mm-hmm.
fit. So you take with the direct translation and say, all right, how do I adjust this and make it mean the same thing, but it's not clunky or chunky or just
Mm-hmm.
weird fucking sounding,
Mm-hmm.
versus what we sometimes get where it's like the entirety of what was supposed to be there is just gone now.
Yeah,
Like
or completely changed in meaning and the like. So, yeah.
I don't know. I just God, I
So this
really
isn't as bad as something that we've seen with, for example, Fire Emblem Fates, I think it was, or some other titles, but it's not on the good side either. It's somewhere in the middle.
yeah, it's this is I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The discourse around localization is such a weird fucking take. I don't know. I
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
really weird fucking take that people have when it comes to the concept of localization.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, if you're going to go and just change it so drastically, then what purpose do you serve? You've destroyed
Mm.
the vision of whatever existed.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
oh, it's my
it's
job.
absolutely
No, you're
disrespectful to the original creator.
yeah, it's like then what's the purpose? You've
Mm.
nobody. I'm not here to read your fan fiction. I'm here to play the fucking video game that some Japanese dude wrote. Like, don't don't do that. Like, if you want to write fan fiction, fantastic. Write fan
Yeah.
fiction. I'm all about that shit. I read fan fiction all the fucking time. But
Mm-hmm.
don't take somebody else's script and then turn it into your fan fiction and then expect me to be happy about it, cuz that shit's fucking weird. And
Yep.
also never works. No one wants to read your fanfic. I mean,
Mm. Yeah.
maybe someone do, never mind. I'm not going there.
Mm.
Anyways, as you were, CD, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think one more title that I would mention that's probably was a bit of a surprise for people, the new Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah, that was such a surprise. I was not expecting a new
Mhm.
Super Monkey Ball.
Sega is really doing well with getting those new titles out and announcing new stuff with existing series. This one had, what was it? I think over 200 new levels.
Oh
I
shit, no
think
joke.
they said in the trailer, so it's gonna be a significant title in that regard, which is nice.
No, no shit. Okay, fuck yeah, I'm
Mm.
all about that.
And yeah, and I think it was up to 16 players online play. So that's gonna be fun for people like Max and with your video games and the like. Yeah, definitely something for the fans to look forward to. I think, yeah, on my side, that would be pretty much it in terms of what is interesting. With some people are gonna like the rare game announcements that are coming to Nintendo Switch Online as well for the NES, Super Nintendo, and the N64. Like Killer Instinct, Blast Core, Battletoads, Battlemaniacs, RC Pro-Am, and Snake Rattle and Roll.
All I heard in one of my Discord were people whinging
Mm-hmm.
about Mother 3 being for Japan
Yep.
only.
Yeah. Reggie isn't here anymore, so it happened.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, dude, the Discords I'm in, bro. Like, you wanna? Ooh, man, that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't have made that any better if I tried.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. So yeah, I don't I you know
I'd say it
I
was a pretty good partner direct.
yeah, for a part I think this was, I mean, not a lot. Some partner directs haven't really hit with me, but this one actually had games I was like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Fuck yeah. I'm all about that. You
Yeah.
know, I like me some. You know, these partner directs have just as much potential to be something worth talking about. I know a lot of people roll their eyes at partner directs. It's like, well, it's not a Nintendo Direct, so nothing good's going to be announced. Really though?
Well, I mean, we've had examples to the contrary, like this one.
Yeah,
So
so I think
there we
I
go.
think these partner directs can be and have been really good
Yeah.
sources of new games. And you know
Mm-hmm.
what, Nintendo, don't let the haters bring you down. I got plenty to play on my Switch. I'm not worried. I'm not
I don't think
remotely,
Nintendo is worried at all about that.
considering how many consoles they fucking moved to the
They're
fucking thing.
yeah, they're always just going on their own timetable. Doesn't matter if they delayed it or not, or when it's coming out. The Switch successor is gonna come out when Nintendo says, and they are
Yeah,
gonna announce it whenever. So it's gonna happen sooner or later. But we'll see when that time comes.
and I am going to continue to attempt to grind through the games I have.
Mm.
I'm never gonna succeed. I'm never going to finish them all, but I'm gonna try. I'll give it my best shot. But yeah, so that's this week. That is this week in news, everybody. Gonna be honest, we've had worse weeks on this show. I think
Oh, definitely.
we've had worse. We've had far more apocalyptic weeks on this show. I think if you were to put this next to some of the other times we've had to cover stuff on the show, I think you will find this was actually probably one of the more uplifting weeks, which is oddly makes me
Not
very
as many
oddly
trash fires this time.
makes me oddly very uncomfortable when I take that into consideration. Very uncomfortable.
You have to wonder what's around the corner in the next weeks.
Right? Oh god, let me double check something. So ladies and gentlemen, gonna be honest, there is like a 50-50 I won't be here next week. It's 50-50. 50-50. I have a get together with some family friends, but I don't know if it's gonna be Saturday or Sunday. So I will try to be here. My goal is to be here. Health withstanding, which should be. I've been feeling better and better, relatively speaking. So my health shouldn't be the thing that holds me back, but yeah, just throwing it out there.
Knock on wood.
But yeah, well, health withstanding and nothing else comes up, I should be here to cover whatever bullshit comes up in the next week or so. Also, important change I probably should mention, though it's only important if you give a shit. I am not on X. I know I forgot to say this. I've never actually said it publicly. I am not on X. Please, dear God, do not make me. I don't want to be on. I'm on Blue Sky. Blue Sky has been my vibe. It's been my relaxing social media place. And that is where I've been. You want to find me? I'm actually going to be changing links over. If you want to find me, that is where I personally am as a choice, mostly for my semi-health, for my mental health, and just because I prefer it at this point. So, yeah, fuck that. Not doing it.
Yeah,
But,
you can find me on both. I don't post much on either, but yeah.
But I'm there. You will, if you want to see my shiny hunts or the result of my many hours of shiny hunting, I do post screenshots on Blue Sky of my shiny hunting endeavors and me losing my mind slowly over time as I engage with this stupidity. So yes, that's it. Not gonna make commitments to when shows go up. Never doing that again. So you can find our show on Anchor You can find our show on Anchor and on our YouTube
Whenever
channel.
it goes up.
Turn-based Cynics. When it goes up, shrug your shoulders, flip a coin, ladies and gentlemen, because that's as good of a guess as you're gonna get from me today. Oh, you better pray. Better pray. That's all I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Russian roulette out here. You better hope. Fucking Final Fantasy VII fucking Rebirth comes out this upcoming week. And I gotta try to grind through the rest of Remake this week. I don't think I can do it, but you know what? I don't have to actually beat it. I have till the weekend, so I'll be fine. I might destroy myself in the process, but I might be able to do it. Ugh. Take myself out in the process, but at least I can claim I accomplished the goal I set out for myself, which was to beat it. I probably would have been done if I didn't spend like 3 fucking weeks not working on it, but here we are. So anyways, everybody, I hope you all have a fantastic week ahead of you. There are plenty of games and JRPGs you should be playing. Go out, play them. Like why aren't you? If you're listening to this show, you have time. I know you have time. You can be playing an RPG, so there's no excuse. Anyways, everybody, have a fantastic week, and we will see you all next time.
See ya.
I did it. I did it. It's over. We did it. It's all good, baby. It's all good in the neighborhood. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about it, CD. We're here, baby. We made it. It's over. Fucking Remake is kicking my tail with these fucking encounters I have to go through. And because I don't know any better, I'm just like, oh, I have new things the game wants me to try to achieve. So I can continue knocking stuff off my list. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I don't want to do. Oh, fine, I'll do it. I don't want to though. But I'm digging it. The plate. I'm at the point when the plate's about to drop. When they're about to drop the plate, and I'm sitting here like, oh no. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I know how this ends in the original, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think this ends well for most of these characters. But then something changes. One of the characters is no longer at the plate site anymore. He is gone. So now I'm sitting here like, I'm sorry. What? He could just do that? He could just choose not to be here for this? I played the original. He doesn't survive this shit. I'm expecting him to be dead. So who knows? Who knows what the fuck this game is going to fucking... Dude, did I tell you I got
Anything
to go see
goes.
I went to go see Advent Children in theaters. They had a 2-day.
Ah, you did. Cool.
Yeah, they had a 2-day showing in theaters locally across
Nice.
America. So I went to go see it in theater because I'm like, fuck yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
want to go see it in theater. Fuck yeah. See
Mm.
on the big screen. I haven't been to a movie theater in like a fucking year. I got myself popcorn and candy. It was a good old
Ah.
fashioned fucking time. Don't get to do that shit often.
Nice.
So yeah, it was
Very good.
fantastic. So I'm
Cool.
going to go work on remake. If you need anything from me, you let me
Yeah.
know. I have
Alrighty.
everything. I have my backlog. I have my queue cleared out for content I need to get finished. So for once, I'm actually not behind.
Cool. Then have a nice day.
You too. For now.
Yeah.
For now. Just remember. For now.
Mhm.
It's never permanent.